Hi. So welcome back. I wanted to talk a bit about the moon again. I wanted to talk a little bit about a new moon because I spoke a little bit about a full moon in my last video, and I spoke about kind of channeling those feelings, looking for inspiration in those times and kind of like channeling your emotions and just um using the moon's energy to its fullest, because there's so much energy that we can use, especially when the moon is heightened, especially when the energy is heightened. I think it's a really beautiful time to reconnect. It's a beautiful time to get grounded. It's a beautiful time to be grateful. It's a beautiful time for manifestation. um yeah, so the thing about new moons for me is I always feel like they really are like a new moon for me. Like I really feel like it's like new energy. It's like a new energetic cycle. I feel like they're really they're really beautiful time and really easy to kind of get lost in ideas and get lost in where you want your next month to go. It's really good getting focused on goals and kind of feeling grounded with that. I think that's important. I think new moons are that time to really allow yourself to do that. So I have some little things that I like to do on a new moon, that work for me, that have always worked for me. I try and change it up sometimes. Like I do different kind of meditation sometimes, depending on what it is that I want to manifest. So it could be if it's like a creative project that I want to manifest, or like a creative outlet, or something like that. I might do just focus on maybe like a sacral chakra meditation. So sometimes I do change my meditation towards what it is that I want to raise my vibration towards. So that's exciting. I think that's important as well. I think using the new moons for that time is really really great. So what I do for new moons is I kind of write my intentions. I do write my intentions down. Sometimes I write them on the wall. It's kind of there, you can see. Sometimes I write them on the wall, and sometimes I write them really directed towards what it is that I want. Sometimes sticking them up on the wall helps me to see them as soon as I wake up, before I go to bed. So I kind of visualize what it is that I want and kind of see it written down. That's really helpful. But another thing is with new moons, it's you don't have to feel like you have to write it down. If you don't feel cool to do that on a new moon, then you don't have to do that. There's so many other ways you can do that. Writing is such a beautiful tool to do that, but there's other things you can just visualize it before you go to bed. You can kind of do that for a certain amount of time. You can kind of have a big meditation and kind of visualize it. You can kind of just talk about it, speak it into existence. There's the other little things that you can do in a new moon that can kind of, I guess, that can kind of I don't know, I guess that can kind of really enhance what it is that you want moving forward. Because sometimes writing it down isn't always everybody's favorite thing, and I think for me that works. Writing down affirmation really works for me. Writing down positive mantras, writing down my set in stone things. But the thing is as well as a lot of moons are about flow energy. I feel like this moon especially is very intuitive. It's very watery because it's Pisces. I feel like it's about going with the flow a bit more, and I just feel like if you don't want to write down a bullet pointed list of all the things that you want in the month, that's okay. You don't have to. I think just that's a big reminder for me as well, is I don't, you can write down your intentions without having to list them. You can think of an intention, you can work with an intention, you can meditate with an intention. You don't need to set it down and cross it off your list. And I don't really think that you should do that anyway. I don't think they're that helpful, really, lists. Only I feel lists are helpful for getting things out of your mind, but I don't think you should work on a list, because it can help seeing it all, but sometimes I feel it makes you think you have to get all these things done, where really it's you don't. You can just kind of go with the flow. I enjoy going with the flow, having that energy, especially during this new moon. It's still kind of being focused towards my goal, like be focused towards like the things I want, but not like forcing it. I think that's another important thing, like making sure you're not forcing it with this moon, because this moon is a lot about flow. It's a lot about well, it's Pisces, so I'm a Pisces myself, and I know that with this moon, I'm feeling like I want to just like daydream, or I want to just like be in a little world, or like I want to, and I feel like that's very much Pisces energy. And just do whatever you feel called to, like on the moon. I think that's another important thing. Like whatever you feel called to, you should do. Um, I think with this moon, especially, it's um, a beautiful time to rekindle with that energy, to rekindle with that magic, that daydream, that kind of like fantasy daydream energy, because we all need that daydream energy, you know? I think we all need two elements. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Happy new moon.